Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Okay, just making sure you can hear me and see me okay. All right, awesome. Okay, looks like we're good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we're doing in this workshop is we're going to start developing some strength and dexterity development with your hands. And we're going to start by talking about your fretting hand. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're left or right-handed, but whatever you use to fret with, we're going to talk about development of that. And if you like this video, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, comment, let me know how things are going in your world with guitar playing. And check out my guitar course, Guitar Solos, at guitarzoom.com. Where I go through all this kind of thing and a lot more. So if it's something that you're interested in, go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be talking about legato development, strength, dexterity, and stamina. That's really what we're looking for. And what I want to do is just give you some exercises to think about with your playing a little bit to try and develop your fingers. Now, unfortunately, we really do need to develop the strength of all four of our fingers, even though, these two are great, this one's okay, this one's not so good, and these two together are terrible. Well, those are the kinds of things that we really want to think about and develop as we play. So if we go to our guitar here, and what I do is I just do a basic exercise, and you can look up all kinds of different videos that I've got on these, but let's just say we want to start developing some strength with our fingers. What we need to do is just choose a place on the guitar to go. I'm going to go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string, just because I always do, but you could go anywhere you wanted to. And I'm going to do a series of hammer-ons and pull-offs from my first finger to my middle finger. And really what I'm looking for here are a couple of different things. I want to actually take that finger and hit it, okay, which is what a hammer-on is. I'm hitting it down, and then I'm flicking it off, which is the pull-off part of it, okay? So I'm not really just lifting it off, but I'm actually kind of flicking it as I leave, right? And I'm just holding the other strings quiet with this hand. That's what I'm doing over here, so. Okay, and I could do that anywhere. And of course, the less distortion you use, maybe you're using an acoustic guitar, it's a little bit harder to do, okay? When you use more distortion, it makes it a little bit easier to do. I'm using a little bit of distortion, right? Not way too much, but just a little bit to kind of get the action going here with this. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to move over and I want to start doing 1st to 3rd finger. So I want to develop this finger combination. And of course, the trick is that I have to make sure this finger is always secure. It's holding that string firm so it's not being pulled or anything out of tune, right? So I hold that string firm, or that fret, I should say, on that string. And I just practice doing that. Then I might go to my pinky. So you get the idea. So I can go through and I can do 1 to 2, I can do 1 to 3, I can do 1 to 4, but that's when things really start getting more difficult. I'm going to set my middle finger down, and I'm going to keep my first finger there as well, just because there's nowhere else to put it. I mean, I could, leave it in the air and that's fine, but I'm just going to set it down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hammer-on from my middle finger to my 3rd finger. And that's where you're going to notice things get a little more difficult. Because the tendons here force this 3rd finger to be a little less independent. Now, if you'd like to take this off, if that helps a little bit in your motion, that's perfectly fine. But you develop that finger. And then what you do is you go from your middle finger to your pinky. And you develop that finger combination. And then finally, you're going to set your 3rd finger down. And again, these two can be free, or you can set them down whatever you like. And you're going to do a hammer-on from your 3rd to your pinky. Now, as you do this, you're going to find that it gets harder as you move into those other fingers. You're not looking for perfection here, okay? And understandably, for every guitar player on the planet, these combinations of fingers get harder. This one's the strongest one. That's why we use it all the time, okay? But as you move into these other three fingers, it gets a little bit harder. So those are the ones that need more work, but you need to give yourself a break. If they don't sound perfect, so what? You're gonna develop strength the more you do this sort of thing, okay? So what I tend to do is I do what's called a 20-second exercise. And you could do 10 seconds or something like that if you wanted to, but basically what you're gonna do is for 20 seconds, you're gonna try and do first to middle, and then first to third, and then first to pinky. And then without stopping, you're gonna set your middle finger down and go to your third finger, and then your pinky. And then without stopping, you're gonna set your ring finger down and go to your pinky. Now let's just do these for maybe 10-ish seconds, just so you get the idea. We're gonna run through the whole thing, and we'll just do it for 10 seconds just to give you a little bit of an idea how this works. So go ahead and get ready with me. Get ready with your first finger on that third string, 5th fret, and here we go. And you wanna go as hard and fast as you can with these hammer-ons. Okay, now move to your third finger. Okay, then move to your pinky. And then without stopping, put your middle finger down, go to your third finger. And then your pinky. And then set your third finger down and go to your pinky. And then stop, okay? So you get the idea. Now, some days when you're doing this legato exercise, instead of starting with your first finger and going through the whole sequence, by the time you get to the end, obviously your fingers are gonna get a little fatigued. So sometimes what's nice to do is start with your third and your pinky and work your way backward. Okay? And if you do this multiple times a day, which I would highly recommend you do, okay, sometimes you just do certain, maybe you go forward, maybe you go backward, and maybe you just do certain finger combinations. So let's say you're just sitting watching TV and you don't even have your guitar plugged in. You might just practice doing your third and pinky, or your middle of your pinky, or whatever. You might just practice that just to develop that a little bit. Okay, so you can do it different ways throughout the day or throughout the week or whatever it is that you want to do, but it's a really great exercise. That's the one I would do the most to try and develop those, and understand that it will get frustrating. I mean, sometimes you might do this and your fingers just barely move, or you're barely getting sound, and that's okay. Again, the more you do it, the stronger you're going to get. And like I said, certainly don't just always start at the beginning and end with these two being the worst, because they're the worst anyway. These finger combinations just don't work that good. So sometimes you want to start with those when you have maximum strength and really try and work on those a little bit and work your way backwards, or just focus on those. Okay? Now another one I want to give you is just kind of a roundabout here where we're going to go like this. Now again, it's all based off the first finger, so it's a little bit easier to do, but we're developing some motion here. So we're going middle, third, pinky, third. Let me start all over. Now you might decide you just want to do maybe a couple of them. Maybe I'm just going to focus on my third and my pinky. Right? Or whatever. If I go back to this, then I'm doing the first exercise, right? So I'm just trying to combine multiple motions together and try and develop those ideas. Now I could set my middle finger down and I could just go and try and develop those. Now that would be okay too. Okay, just trying to develop those. That's a good one. So there's all kinds of different ways. And again, there are 1,000 different things you could do. All I'm asking you to do is find 1 or 2 or 3 things that really work for you. If we can break these ideas, these technical development ideas down to their core, right? Just real raw elements, and develop those, it's going to benefit everything else that comes afterwards. So when I was younger, I used to have on my wall, I had a bunch of different workouts that I would do every day. And I think that's a wonderful idea. If you've never done that before, you might have them in a book or something. And I would look at all these. But as I got older, what I realized that I needed to choose the best ones and spend more time with those instead of 1 minute with this and 1 minute with this and 30 seconds with this or whatever, is find the ones that really seem like they benefited me the most. I'm not saying these are the ones. You have to figure that out. But you find the ones that are going to make the biggest difference. And for me, I always thought if I could develop the strength, independence, dexterity, and stamina with each of my 4 fingers and combinations of them, because I can't just always do my first finger with everybody. Okay, I am going to have to use these once in a while or these once in a while. So I need to get strong with those as well. So that's something to think about a little bit. So anyway, that's your legato practice. If you enjoyed this, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. And there'll be a playlist somewhere on YouTube, whether it's the GuitarZoom one or Steve Stine. Someone will have a playlist where you can watch all of these workshops. And again, head over to guitarzoom.com, check out my course, Guitar Solos, and see if it's something that might be able to help you. So anyway, take care, stay positive, and keep practicing. And I'll talk to you, I believe we'll be doing this again tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing a picking one, try and develop the picking.